Hi, I'm Melissa DeBlois. I'm the director for the Office of Prior Learning Assessment at Community College of Vermont, where I am a part of the Vermont State Colleges System. I've been with Community College of Vermont for 26 years now, and I've been in the prior learning assessment world as a director for 9 years. And that is where I first learned about CAEL. And it has been just a wonderful resource for me over the time of being in the world of prior learning assessment, now called Credit for Prior Learning. And it really has been just a colleague to me, a resource that I can rely on throughout my work to be able to get data from and learn about new innovation in the field. And it's just a wonderful resource.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Melissa. We will be promoting this, but I don't know if all of our members know that the Community College of Vermont was one of the founding members when CAEL first started 50 years ago. So I would love to hear from your perspective, what are some of CAEL's biggest accomplishments over its 50-year history?
Sure. I would say that in my mind, there are two clear accomplishments that CAEL has made over the last 50 years that really stand above the others. The first being the creation of the CAEL standards that guided the work over the past 50 years. There was an amazing amount of foresight from the folks who launched CAEL back in the 1970s, and the standards really have been able to guide the work and help the field grow with always kind of that touch point there of those standards. The second thing that I think is a big accomplishment for CAEL over the past 50 years is the research that has been provided by CAEL. When I came into the PLA world in 2015, one of the very first things I learned about was the research that Becky Klein-Collins and her team had done with fueling the race. That suddenly started popping up everywhere, and that information, I was able to use that time and again and share that with community members, with partners, to really advance the work of prior learning assessment. And then the follow-up with the PLA Boost has been just such a wonderful resource to really be able to allow me to fall back on some reliable data when I don't necessarily have the time in my day-to-day work to really gather that data. I'm just so thankful that CAEL has done that. PLA is Your Business is another wonderful resource. And then most recently, the How They Pay study. They're just game changers in the credit for prior learning space. So I really appreciate that data that I can fall back on.
Absolutely, yeah. The standards and the research are definitely two of the probably highest cited benefits that members, find value in. I mean, of course, there's lots of other publications and things, but those really are foundational to this work. And I also see that so many times. There's definitely more in the hopper to come. So
That's great to hear.
um, that's great. Well, moving on to, CAEL membership, the main goal is to provide some connections and resources and opportunities for members to really share with one another, the work that they're doing, how it can help others, and vice versa. And kind of creating this like microcosm of what our conference is throughout the year. And we know that our members reach out to one another for help or to share some of the good work that's happening that could be applied in other places. So I'd love to hear, what could members help you with in your role?
Yes, I think that CAEL members can help by continuing to share what they're doing. I love hearing new ideas from those who are the practitioners in PLA and CPL. It's really helpful to hear from programs that are at any stage, those that have been at it for 50 years, those who've been doing this for 10 or 15 years, and then those who are just getting started with credit for prior learning. It really is helpful to hear what others are experiencing, to hear the common issues, and to really figure out some of the ways that folks are working around resolving some of those issues and really getting the message out to the population that needs to hear about credit for prior learning. So it helps me to strategize and to really streamline my new initiatives.
Yes, so bottom line, members, keep sharing. You're even if you don't realize it, you're inspiring others, whether it's through the successes or the, "Hey, we tried this and this didn't work." Those kinds of things are just as valuable, if not more. Um, and Melissa, being such a long time kind of practitioner in this space and doing some innovative work and your engagement kind of in a national capacity, what would you like to share with other CAEL members? How could you help them? What would you like to offer?
Yeah, I would love to share with other CAEL members a resource that we have kind of a grassroots effort of professional development in the field that we've been offering since 2018 now. So we're in our 6th year of what we call the Prior Learning Assessment Network, or PLAN, where we gather on Zoom once a month for free professional development from our members. We have about 200 individuals who participate off and on, with usually about 25 or 30 who attend each 3rd Thursday of the month, except for in November because everyone's at the CAEL conference. And you can email me at, and that's a great way to really join our, it's an informal group, it's free, there's no fees or anything like that, which has really been helpful for many of us who have seen shrinking professional development budgets. It's a way to continue to innovate and be in touch and network in the field without having to leave the comfort of our desk.
Fantastic. Well, we'll make sure that your contact information is provided to folks in your full profile. That is such a great resource. So thank you for offering that up. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our members before we close?
Sure. The thing I love most about my work in prior learning assessment is I love being a part of that journey for our students. From the moment of their first inquiry to an actual credit award, I get to experience the kind of change in their boost of confidence and the momentum that come from a student who gets credit for their prior learning, credit for what they already know. Every day I'm reminded that PLA and CPL is a really powerful, life-changing resource. And watching those students who are able to then get that much closer to their end goal, it changes the trajectory for them and their family. And I'm just really thankful to be a part of that and inspired by those students every day.